Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Volterra floor lamp. This is the 241106, also a table lamp. Beautiful pendants. Check them all out if you get a chance to do that. So this is going to be using a beautiful cream colored alabaster as the accent. There's always a range and variance in that, so to kind of keep that in mind. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself, and let's talk about it from the floor to the very top of the shade, coming in at 73.6 inches, so it's pretty tall. 21.8 inches in diameter. You'd roughly call it 22 if you want. That's really going to be the shade, which we'll get into now. So Hubbardton Forge is using what's called an empire shade. And you notice it's just a gentle slope going up the side, like an empire house. This is going to be 22 inches across the bottom. It's going to be 19.3 inches across the top. And then going up the slope, you're looking at 11. The inside of this is going to be having a reflective material in there that's going to be able to reflect the light up and down. Because this is open on top like this and so big, this is going to throw a lot of light on your ceiling. That's going to bathe the room. Once that bounces off that ceiling, it's going to bathe the room in nice ambient light. Plus, it'll put a lot of light down because this is flared out and so large. So this can accommodate lots of different bulbs we'll get into in a second, but you can light an entire room with this one light easily. Outside is going to be fabric, and you're going to have a pull-down menu. It's going to say choose your fabric. So look at that, and you can always request samples if you want to of those fabrics or fabric. And then the top of this is called a spider, and that's the part that's right here. It's always going to be in black. The little part that goes on top of it is called a finial, and that holds this to this, which is called a harp. And you'll notice they're the same painted black. Finial is going to be in the same finish as choose your finish in the pull down menu, but these are this part, socket, and the spider up here are always going to be in a black. So why don't we move on to a couple other things. I want to show you quickly how to put it together, which is basically just putting on the little screw thing here, whatever you call it, the turn knob. That's what it is. And it's simple. So we're going to look at the installations instructions really quick now. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open it up. It's going to show you there's going to be a parts list, which is this and the knob basically, and it's going to be in a parts bag stapled to the inside of your box. So you'll notice these harps basically have these little cups. See how they kind of go up and down? And you're going to actually pull them up, squeeze the harp a little bit, and then it'll go right into the little prongy things that are there. Let go, and then just let these things drop, and they'll drop right over and kind of lock it all into place. The socket, you're going to notice there is a turn knob. So the turn knob you're going to be putting on, it's simple. You're going to align it with the little stalk that's right there, and you're going to use your thumb. You're going to take your fingers and put it behind, take your thumb like that, and you're going to push it right on. It's easier to use both hands and do it with two thumbs. Push them on and you're good to go, and it'll stay where it needs to be. This is going to be using an on-off dimmer that has a circuit right here in the very bottom of this. So you hear this kind of click. Turn it off. So here's your click on, and then it goes up to full power, and then you can go back and you can click it back off again. So it's dimmable, obviously, and you can use it with all kinds of different bulbs, and we're going to talk about that now. Oh, before we go there, why don't we talk about the base on this. Base is 1.8 inches tall, 12 inches in diameter, coming in at 20.25 pounds, so it's pretty stable and a nice solid piece. Okay, now let's talk about these bulbs. So the recommended bulb is going to be an A19, and that's a normal standard light bulb that you and I all grew up with. However, you can go beyond that a little bit. If you want to stick with incandescent, you're going to be up to a 60-watt bulb because of the heat generated by an incandescent bulb. But when you get into LEDs, it's really up to you what goes into this. Your only caveat is, can I get it inside this harp? And actually, your socket's going to be coming up around here, so it's going to be sitting about that high up. So if you want to use an A19, we know that fits easily. I can find an A19 in a 60-watt equivalent, 75-watt equivalent. I can even find an A19 bulb is a 100-watt equivalent if I want to, if I look around a bit, mostly online, Amazon, sometimes Walmart.com, or Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, places like that. Now, if you want to go a little beyond that, there's a little trick that this is a A20, and you'll notice a little bit bigger than an A19. This is also a phosphorus one, and it's 100. This is a 100-watt equivalent. See all the orange phosphorus lines in there? So this is kind of the newer version of LEDs where they're clear and they have the phosphorus inside, and this is the kind of old school LED that they're both banging around. They're great, but I kind of like these because I kind of like the light coming from all directions on this. These are kind of pushing light up this way, more or less. So, circling back to this guy. So this is an A20, and if I was going to use this, and I can get this in there, but I have to put it in before I put the harp on, because there's just not enough room to kind of get it in there. Like, it kind of runs into the harp when you're putting it into the socket. So if you want to go A20, put the bulb in first and then put the harp on after, and you're going to be good to go. We talk about the color of light that they're going to offer these to you in all the time. They're going to offer these to you in 2700 Kelvin. That's a super yellow, kind of orange light, like a setting sun. They're also going to offer these to you in something called daylight, which sounds like it's a warm light, like sunlight, but it's not. That's that bluish white light, like a hospital waiting room or an overcast day. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom is warm white, soft white LEDs. They look a lot like incandescent bulbs, which we all like. And they're the nice warm light coming down on my hands right now and on this desk from 3,000 Kelvin warm white LEDs above me, warm white, soft white. So my pick would probably be, you know what, I would probably start off with an A19, like a 75 watt to 100 watt equivalent, and kind of work my way up from there if I need to, because that's still going to be incredibly bright. It's also very important that you zero in and make sure it says dimmable either on the box or online when you're buying these. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus, you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.